Welcome to Borak Projex, your favorite project management podcast, where we go beyond the project charts and project charters and deep into the minds of program and project management icons and leaders. I am Alex Zulkarnain, your host and fellow project practitioner. And this podcast is brought to you powered by our sponsor, PXP, or Project Excellence Partners, your trusted partner in project excellence. In every episode, we will sit down with the real builders and champions of progress. The Otais, the sorcerers, the superheroes of the project management world, to unpack and learn what it really takes to deliver projects successfully. No fluffs, just real talk, straight from experience. Now, are you ready? Let's bring it on. This special guest of Borak Projex is a prominent figure in project management and nuclear energy and technology. I've known her for a few years through the International Project Management Association, or IPMA Malaysia. She's the Vice President of IPMA Malaysia, has a long career of about 35 years, experience in various roles. She's a seasoned professional in nuclear science and technology, made history as the first female Director General of the Malaysian Nuclear Agency in October 2020. She holds a PhD in Applied Physics from the University of Malaya and is a registered professional technologist in nuclear and radiological technology. She's also the incumbent President of Women in Nuclear Malaysian chapter and an executive member of Women in Nuclear Global. And it's my honor to introduce Dr. Technology Siti A'iasah Hashim. Assalamualaikum, Dok.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. You can pronounce it as Aisha.
Aisha, okay.
It's just a matter of missing H.
Okay, Dr.
Yeah.
Aisha. Selalu panggil sis kan?
Yeah.
Doc sis, Doc. So how are you nowadays?
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for being here. You're the first female guest ever in Borak Projex.
Right.
And we are honored to have you here.
It's my honor to hear.
Kita santai-santai Borak Projex, learn a bit more about you.
Mhm.
And our viewers are mostly the project practitioners.
Okay.
I would assume the younger ones, so
Okay.
hope they can get a lot from our conversation today.
Okay. Hope so.
So let's start with where were you born and raised?
Okay. I was born in Port Dickson. Have you heard about the latest news? They trying to change the name of Port Dickson
Rename
to
Port Dickson.
something which hopefully they never do, because
They don't like Dixon, is it?
no, they don't like this. Yeah, they say it's like orang British, so they want it to make more Malay. But the name, I wouldn't even mention the name, the new name that they are proposing, because it will be very, very awkward if I say I was born in. Yeah? So I'm not going to mention it. But so I hope they maintain the word Port Dickson, or if they want to change it to something nicer. Yeah, so I was born in Port Dickson, but my childhood is mostly in Tampin, Negeri Sembilan. But at the age of 12, I left Tampin. That's the beginning of my venture to the other side of the world.
Oh.
Yeah, because I went to a boarding school in Johor Bahru. So if you are familiar with Sekolah Tun Fatimah.
Sekolah Tun Fatimah.
STF. STF. I'm a Sri Kandi 79.
Oh.
So outside there, if there's any Sri Kandi, hello.
Popular
Yeah.
STF.
Yeah. Then after Form 5, immediately after Form 5, I went to Australia, in Sydney, where I did my high school. And then later on, I joined University of New South Wales in the electrical engineering department as a student, of course.
Electrical engineering.
Electrical engineering, that's my background. So I started as an electrical engineer, but when I got back from Malaysia, my first job is, of course, at nuclear. I worked with a private company for about 1.5 years. And until I got an offer to work with Nuclear Malaysia. At that time, it was called Unit Tenaga Nuclear. So there's a lot of changes of names for Malaysia Nuclear Agency.
Okay, menarik episode kali ni. Kita nak talk about nuclear engineering, nuclear technology. But before that, let's know a little bit more about you. What are your hobbies, Doc?
Okay. I used to like to read books, but somehow it's diverted now. I mean, now there's so many other things to read. Of course, the internet. I like to venture into something challenging. For example, now I like to bake. I always like to bake, but cakes and cookies are too mainstream. So I decided to go for sourdough bread baking, which is very leceh lah. There's a lot of science behind it, of course. My husband is a chemist. He knows all about the chemistry of yeast and things like that, you know. So I just trying to get into his areas. So yeah. So I like to bake bread, in particular sourdough bread. So I'm hoping that I can move from there to sourdough, other things like sourdough pizza, sourdough, I don't know, muffins or something like that. Yeah, because it works. As long as you have a good starter, or the yeast you call it, you can bake a lot of things. It's just the challenge is quite
get it right at that level.
Yeah.
The yeast level.
Yeah. And the other thing that I like to do is I like to do tatting. I know people knows knitting. People likes to do crochet. I like to do knitting. Sorry. Tatting. Tatting is an old technique of making lace. It's a French technique, and it's I don't know, but in Malaysia it's not really very popular. I know a few people who knows to do tatting, but it takes a lot of real kesabaran to do it. So actually, I brought here my shirt today. I did this lace is handmade by me.
Boleh add value kan dekat ni.
Yeah, it's not easy. Like I say, it takes a lot of patience.
Is it therapeutical?
Huh?
Is it therapeutical?
In a way, yeah. So if I want to get away from certain stresses, so I do this. Sometimes it became more stressful, but it's a different kind of stress. It's more like I will. The stress will be more to like unlocking a certain errors that I made during the tatting process.
So the therapy too, because of the distraction lah.
Yeah.
You focus on something else.
So I just forget everything else, just focus on the tatting. So there are a lot of times where we make mistakes because you have to count every stitches, right? So and then there are corners and curves that you have to make, and then sometimes you make mistakes. You have to take off. If you can see, the thread is very fine thread, not like knitting where you have a quite big thread, right? This is very fine. So just imagine you need to buka balik the stitches. It's not easy, but that for concentration that you have to put into that, it will take you away from these other things these worldly things that have been bugging you for.
Dia kalau dapat the bug tu baru boleh faham kan. Sama macam orang get therapeutic lah dengan heavy metal kan. Orang lain pening kan. For me, heavy metal is my therapy. Just something like that lah.
I like rocks too.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Hey, did you go to the Nasir chapter 3?
Yang part 2.
This weekend. I went to the part 3 is rocks.
Oh, part 3.
Yes, part 3 is rock. And we went there on Saturday.
Oh.
You're not a real rockers then.
I love you. I like
you're
metal.
the metal.
People boleh begini.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Okay, great.
Sorry for the distraction.
Nanti kita boleh buka kedai sodo.
Yeah.
Okay. Banyak dah answer itself from the questions. So how did you start board project management?
First, you got to know that Malaysia Nuclear Agency is basically it's a research agency. We do research on nuclear. Anything to do with nuclear or nuclear application, we do research on it. So if you go to Nuclear Malaysia, you can see a lot of projects on food, on medicals, on just name it, anything. Padi, we have padi nuclear, we have perubatan nuclear, we have industrial applications of nuclear techniques. We do, this one may be familiar to you, NDT, non-destructive testing using nuclear techniques. Of course, we go for nuclear reactors. And for me, in particular, I do research, but mostly using the electron beam accelerators.
Oh.
This is quite new in Malaysia. Not quite new, but in the 90s, you hardly see any high energy electron beams. So that's why I said when we first have it, I was the first person to become the resident engineer for the facility. So that was a new venture for me. I like adventures. I like something that challenged my capabilities. So this is something that I came from electrical backgrounds. Suddenly, I have to take care of facility, a nuclear facility or radiation facility. It's very new to me. So there's a lot of I have to educate myself. I have to learn. And when we do research, there's a lot of project management. But of course, we don't call it project management per se. We call it research management.
Mm-hmm.
But the element inside is still roughly the same. You have to manage the finances, right? So we have to find a budget. You have to do the right paperwork, and you have to do your project within a specific time. So this is the same as project management.
Yeah.
So that's how we started, from a very simple project.
So did you choose nuclear, ke arah nuclear technology, ke memang orang offer masuk yang tu then it open up?
Actually, when I was doing my degree, right, I had a conversation with a friend. This guy, he kind of anti-nuclear person.
Anti?
Haha.
Okay.
So I said, what's wrong with nuclear? Nuclear is a very good thing, right? So and then I remember from my, I think, Form 4, Form 5 studies, that there's a lot of benefits you can get from nuclear. So I had this discussion with him. I'm kind of going very pro-nuclear. But I never had the intention of going, apply for nuclear, right? Work in nuclear area. Because in a way, at that time, JPA has kind of locked me to work with, I think, telecom.
Telecom.
Kind of. Because that's why I did my internship. So, but if you remember, 96, 97, it was, 96, sorry, 80, I dah lupa lah bila I balik. I think it was 86 or something like that. When I came back from Australia, it was a recession. Practically, JPA cannot give me any job. That's why I entered the private sector. It just so happened one day when I was doing some work at Nuclear Malaysia at the time, I met my mentor. Then after that, she became my mentor lah. And she saw me. She was like, "Oh, you da 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 da." And then she kind of invited me to apply for a job. At that time, it's just what you call it, macam sambilan lah. Is it sambilan? And I was actually at that time I was looking for options because I live in Bangi, work in KL. I never liked the traveling. So she's offering me something near to my home. So I thought, yeah, why not? And I got in.
Hmm.
So that's how we started. So it's I think somehow it's fated lah. Ditakdirkan macam tu kan. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Orang-orang pakai tinggi ni semua ada mentor perasan. Mentor is important.
Very important.
Hmm.
Yeah, very, very important.
So I duduk sekarang ni I tak Google, I check GPT. I ada check GPT Pro. So I check on nuclear technology ni. Kalau project management, from what I understand, from my little research, it is the most complicated,
Very.
the longest project,
Yes.
and the most interesting project management.
Very.
Especially nuclear reactor, nuclear plants.
Nuclear plants, yeah.
So what's your take on it? I open up my mind. Hey, this one I tak pernah buat lah kalau ada Chan buat project.
You're most welcome.
Nuclear ni.
You're most welcome. Okay. The biggest difference between a nuclear project, nuclear-related projects, and the normal project, a conventional project, is the triple S, the three aspects, the three S's.
Alamak. Okay.
Oops.
S letters. Okay.
Three SSS. Safety, security. What was the third one? Safety, security, and it's to do with the governance.
Safeguarding.
Safeguard. Yeah.
Oh, safeguard.
Okay. So safeguard, safety, and security. So these three elements is the most important thing that you have to take care of. Safeguard, governance. You have to whatever decision that you make pertaining to nuclear, it has to also safeguard our country, our governance, our sovereignty. You know, and then of course safety related to nuclear safety. Security is the general security, including radiation safe nuclear security, and safeguard basically also when you talk about safeguard, it is highly related to the nuclear materials. Right?
Okay.
The nuclear materials, the basic ones are uranium, plutonium, and thorium. There are what? Thorium.
Okay.
Yeah. There are a few things, but these are the three most important nuclear materials. So when you do safeguard, you have to make sure that these three items are not being used for other purposes, like the proliferation of these materials. That's why Malaysia have already signed the NPT, the Non-Proliferation Treaty, which means that whatever we do, if we have uranium and plutonium, we will not use it for other purposes other than what it is intended for. Of course, normally uranium and plutonium is for nuclear power. All right. So we have already signed that treaty. And we also signed the CTBT. CTBT is a complete ban on testing, nuclear testing, which means that we are safeguarding our country. We are telling people that look, we are not going to do anything such as going towards nuclear weaponries, or even the research towards nuclear weapons. We are not going to do that, and please respect us. Right, but of course there are times when inspectors they will come in for just to do inspection for what reason we don't know what. So this is where when they come in, there's a lot of issues on sovereignty. We have to protect that as well. So there is a lot of things. It's very complicated there. So right now we most how do you call it? General public. So even the common people in the nuclear areas, we focus on the security and safety. The safeguard too, we give it to the law people, and also to those who are trained on the safeguard matters. So safety, security, we are focusing mostly on safety and security in terms of radiation. Safety in during working with radiation, working with nuclear materials and things like that. So we do a lot of education and trainings on this. We provide informations even for the publics if in case anything happens. And safety, of course, how we secure all these radiation materials. Macam tu lah, lebih kurang.
Kita ada HSSE kan, safety and security. Kalau for nuclear projects, maybe ada HSSE.
Probably. Macam AIA, normal construction, you do AIA, Environmental Impact Assessment. For nuclear, kita akan masukkan juga the RIA, Radiological Impact Assessment. Contohnya macam katalah, for example, you want to do mining kan. You want to do mining. Sekarang ni, there's a lot of talks on rare earth. Rare earth mining. So we expect there'll be certain while doing the mining, there'll be certain materials that come along together with it. So we have to do the RIA, the Radiological Impact Assessment. If we do mining. But another example, a better example, I think. Let's say we want, for example, in nuclear mission, we want to develop a radioactive waste waste plant. So we have to do the radiological impact assessment. If we put any radiation materials or radioactive materials, what are the effects to the people surrounding? So the EIA, if you do something, what is the impact on the environment, right? So this one is, if you do this, what kind of radiation levels that you will expect? And will it be harmful to the environment? Will it be harmful to the people and the surroundings? So this is the additional work that you have to do.
So talking about, I was wondering, so are these complexities, all these complexities, is that, and the red tapes were not, is that why nuclear projects, reactors and plants, and is that why the projects lama nak buat and life cycle dia pun panjang? Life cycle dia, kalau oil and gas, 20-30 years. Facility life cycle, this one can go up to 100 years kan?
Lebih kurang.
30 to 100.
It depends. Biasanya maybe around 50-60 years macam tu.
50-60 years. Wow.
Because you see, the difference between nuclear power plant and the conventional power plant. So when we even think about the actually it is happening now. The government is considering nuclear power as one of the options in the transition, the energy transition roadmap. They're considering nuclear. So when they say they are considering, they have to start thinking and planning what to do. So you are already in the first phase of nuclear planning, nuclear power plant planning. So the government has to really study about the impact, the purpose. Why do you need it? Is the conventional power not suitable or not enough, or what about the other renewable energies and things like that? So they have to do studies, and this is what we are doing at the moment. We are doing a lot of studies on the possibility of going for nuclear power. And then you talk about siting. That's the best place to do it. And then you think about the technologies involved. This is even before going to the next step. We are not talking about the design.
Feasibility.
It's not even feasibility. Is that feasibility comes in lah masa tu actually. But there's a lot of things that you have to do. So you have to consider public. You have to do public engagement. You have to get the public acceptance. You have to do a lot of things. So macam let me just tell you what happened previously in before Fukushima incident, right? we did a lot of things on public acceptance. We'd go give information, trying to get some approval, lots of approval from the people. So before Fukushima was like almost like 50-50, but it was like 47-53 macam tu lah. 47 is pro. But as soon as Fukushima happens, they drop. Oh. And there's a lot of people yang atas pagar, so they're just looking, so tak tahu nak decide. So we have to make people understand what is happening in Fukushima. Yang tu penting. And we have to tell people what happened to Fukushima and don't compare it to Chernobyl. You're familiar with Chernobyl incident?
Chernobyl, yeah, very popular.
Yeah, it's very popular. So there's a lot of difference between these two. Yang Fukushima ni something senang nak cakap lah. Takdir. Memang takdir.
Dan nak jadi.
It's memang orang kata apa? Japan has done a lot of things to ensure that facility is well protected. The initial design something like katalah tinggi ni untuk apa yang dekat tepi laut tu. So they built extra walls. So nothing have ever happened for the past like 40-50 years. Suddenly, boom. Yeah. So it's really kata act of God lah. Whereas Chernobyl, saya je nak si pasal. I won't go into that with that lah. It's human error. So there's a lot. So we need to educate people. So somehow after I think more than 10 years, more than 15 years maybe, people are gaining. We are gaining people's interest. And since 22, the interest toward nuclear energy, they are coming back. Not just to the public, but to the government also. Lepas tu, especially now, when we know that I think by 2035 or 2040, we're going to phase out fossil fuel, right?
Yep.
So, kesian lah Petronas.
Petronas boleh pergi nuklear juga kan?
Yes,
Petronas.
of course. So Petronas is actually quietly gathering information.
Okay.
Okay. So now things are going more positively towards nuclear. And for example, macam I was invited to give a talk at the ISIS full house, and then ended Asia. That was in 2022, 23. I forgot already. So
ISIS,
ISIS to International Sustainable Energy Symposium.
ISES
ISIS.
Kan ISIS.
ISIS.
Okay.
Right. So many people welcome the forum that we conducted. And then masa ended Asia, formerly it was called, I think, Power Asia Conference. At that time, it was the first time ever they invited people to talk on nuclear. A cello. Full house. They would have to bring their own chair. Right? So it shows that even the industry are getting the momentum now. They are very curious, and they are looking forward for something new. And then most recently, the cloud people are coming, right? So that's where the demand for energy is keep on increasing. So what can we provide as a nation? Fossil fuel? Nah. Renewable? I won't say anything on renewable. But
yeah.
So the strongest candidate is actually nuclear, right? If you forgot to refuel, ni joke biar kami lah. If you forgot to refuel a power station, at least we can assure you for 2 years tak ada blackout.
Risk management dah tu.
Yeah. So, and of course, like in the planning itself, like you are familiar with the cradle to grave concept, right?
Yeah.
For nuclear facilities, we have pre-cradle and post-grave.
Oh, daripada spirit nah.
Yeah, so you're handling the hantu.
Spirit sampai ke hantu.
Before orang kata kalau buat family planning tu, and so that's what happened. Because that's why you have the first phase tu is all about getting support, getting the all the right things lah before we can even begin designing.
Kalau project tu front end loading 1, 2, 3 dia ada 0 maybe minus 1 kan.
Something, and once katalah you close down a reactor kan, nuclear power plant, you close it down, you kena buat decommissioning, you have to do
another project.
That's another big project. And this is something that we are facing now, because do you know that we have a nuclear reactor in Bangi?
Little one.
And a little one, 1 megawatt. But still, the process is the same. Besar ke kecil, the process is the same. Sekarang ni everybody talking about small modular reactor, SMR, right? Everybody's talking about that. But I think that the people always think that it's small, right? Small. No.
Sama je.
It may be small, but the requirement is still the same. Regulatory wise is still the same. Governance still the same. Safeguard sama. Safety, security is all the same. It's just maybe it's smaller. Smaller in terms of the power, the power output. Maybe it's under 300 gigawatt. Can nothing bigger than that. Sorry, mega. So nothing bigger than that. So everybody is talking about this, and there's a lot of interest around the world on SMR, designing it, building the models, the prototype, blah, 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 blah. But no one has actually completed one which you can call a SMR power plant. Nobody has completed that. I think the first one could be by next year lah kot. China? Probably.
Yang kita punya tu?
Itu research reactor.
Oh, research reactor.
That one category research reactor.
Pilot nah.
It's not even a pilot. Research reactor means you use it solely for research.
I see.
You cannot even use the energy that we produce. We just release it in the air.
So China you mentioning?
China is already ahead lah. So they are designing the SMR, and if I'm not mistaken, they're already building it. I think maybe the full commissioning by next year, or maybe 24. 26 or 27.
Oh,
we're looking forward for that. So Malaysia now macam looking at SMR lah. Small modular reactor.
Small modular reactor.
Yeah. But bear in mind, it may be small, but the requirement is still just as big. Financial wise, still big. Not as big as the full flash, but still big.
You're talking billions lah ni.
You're talking about billions, and project management is still big.
Yeah. I nak join the.
Can. I mean, considering you're from Petronas, kan, so there's a lot of chance.
Not anymore, yeah.
You were from Petronas, so there's a high chance that Petronas will be part of this project. Because of course, owner government lah, government, operator maybe one of our energy provider, and so you need support. And considering Petronas, you deal a lot of this Cherry Gali and things like that kan. So there's a lot of we need your hydrologists, for example, your geologists, for example. So you can gather these people, bring them along. Yeah, we cannot rely 100% on Jabatan Geology lah.
We need more people.
We need more people. So
especially project management.
From now, we have to build up our capabilities, because we are not as rich as UAE, right? UAE, I want that. So you got,
jalan.
Right? Bayar je, right? They completed the project, the Borak Project. I think, I don't think it's more than 10 years lah. I pun tak ingat lah berapa. But I think it's not even more than 10 years. Normal nuclear power plant, you need to have a lead time of something like 20 years. Sekarang ni kalau Malaysia, if you go into maybe around 15 years lah possible. Because we have done a lot of work already. So this is possible. Even Indonesia has already made a statement that they're going to have their first nuclear power plant by as early as 2035 or something like that. About 5-7 years from now. 32. So they've already done a lot of work quietly. Vietnam, they're going for that also. Philippines is interesting. They've already done the first phase. They've already constructed a nuclear power plant. But something happened. They stopped at fueling. So they tak letak fuel in their reactor.
They stopped at fueling?
So they tak charge lah. So there's no fuel for their reactor. So it's just like abandoned. And I heard that they're looking at it again. They are trying to revive this plant because it's already been built. It's just a matter of putting in the fuel. There's a lot of, it sounds that simple, but it's not as simple as that. There's a lot of safeguard, safety and security. But the 3S is highly being looked at now. So tengok lah, within the ASEAN countries, the race is there. The race is there. But there's also a lot of talks on should we work together and supply, for example, build one plant somewhere and then we share the energy. There's also talks on that. So, tunggu lah.
Or share the know-how technology ke apa?
Share the know-how tu memang it's been going around. It's going on. This knowledge sharing is done through the IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency. So this is where every year we pay as a member state, we pay the IAEA certain amounts. But from there, we get the return from the education and training. And this education training memang worldwide lah. So, sorry I cut you off.
Okay.
Orang kata apa? If you want to see the world, join Nuclear Malaysia.
Join Nuclear Malaysia. I boleh join ke? Boleh main join je gitu?
Tak boleh.
Tak boleh.
You have to be at a certain age. We pass that already. Tak boleh lah. Tak boleh lah. But there was the famous say lah dulu. Because of course they send you for training all over the world, and especially kalau nuclear reactor ni sampai our researcher tu sampai tak tahu nak whether to go. Malas lah dia kata. Malas lah nak pergi meeting, malas lah nak pergi training. Because they went everywhere.
Dah tak heran nak berjalan dah. Ui, best ni yang muda-muda tu. Switch.
Yeah, we welcome very much lah. We welcome very much people.
Age limit apa? Ada age limit tak? I tu 35 ada.
I think tak tahu lah sekarang.
Pemuda.
20, maybe 30. But 30 tu you have to come with at least PhD kot. Because you need to siap tau.
Sorry, batuk pula.
Okay.
Apa tadi? PhD. PhD at 30.
Yeah. At least lah. At least we know that you come in with something.
Yeah.
Sebab if you come in fresh, like when I get enter Nuclear Malaysia, I just have my basic electrical engineering degree. That's all. And then they start training me because accelerator technology at that time, because we were funded by JICA, Japanese International Corporation Agency. So Jepun tu like kampung lah. For my team pergi balik kampung. There's always at least one friend there, so you will never feel lonely. Pergi situ
ada je orang kenal.
Ada je orang
mana Yokohama?
Takasaki, which is about 1 hour from Tokyo. It's in the Goma prefecture.
Okay, maybe we make it clear this time. what are the advantages of nuclear energy? Kalau you boleh listkan the few factors.
We're going for net zero emission.
Net zero emission, yes. Yeah.
Tell me which technology can provide zero emission. That will answer everything.
Betul, that will answer everything.
Okay. Yeah, for nuclear, there's no emission, basically lah. Tak ada. Mungkin lah, people will say that, okay, the construction, the construction sama juga. People say, solar is very clean. Yeah, but answer one question. What do you do with the solar panel after it reaches its end of life? What do you do with the solar panel? So far, nobody can give me the answer. They only started doing research on what to do with the solar panel. Dengan bateri lagi, all these things. Yeah, you say, solar panels is clean. The energy is clean, the process is clean, but the material that they use, is it clean?
Betul.
Like, it's a lot of things like, but they guna a lot of space and biomass. I'm looking at the expert outside there.
Ada expert kat sini.
No, it's a expert in biomass. I won't argue lah.
Jangan argue. Tapi nuclear better lah.
Nuclear is way better. Basically, kalau net zero, if you're going for net zero, go for nuclear. It's very clean. And like I say, if you forgot to fuel up, 2 tahun, there's no blackout. People say, what about the nuclear waste? It's very dangerous. Okay. There's a lot of work has been done on how to handle nuclear waste. One very good example is France. They are doing a very massive research on this. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Andra is a company that runs nuclear power stations in there. So I think more than 50% of their income goes to this research on nuclear waste management. And I've been to their facilities, and I haven't seen their facilities because it's still quite secret. They're quite secretive, but they're telling you what they have done. They're doing an underground facility, which is amazingly. I don't know how to describe it, but it was an amazing facility that really gather up all these engineers. So, hydrologists, the geologists, the civil, mechanical, just name it lah. Semua dia buat kerja dia. They're digging up something like 200 meters down underground.
Wow. And
they are building up a city underground. So, and then how they handle it. And Japan, for example. So, Japan is slightly above ground facility too. But overall, the work on waste management, nuclear waste management, is something that is being being handled by professionals. And so far, I don't think I have ever heard of any incidences occurred in these facilities. I did.
Wow, kita kena ada courage lah.
Yeah.
Kita kena ada courage. Start with that and then work on it.
Because sekarang ni, actually, one of the reason why nuclear power was never in the planning within but actually, okay, let me just go back to
boleh.
90s.
Jauh lagi pun tak apa.
So, in the 90s, do you know Dr. Ismail? Kena tanya ni.
Kena tanya je, suspend ni, kena jawab, ya.
Dr. Ismail. Dr. Ismail was the Timbalan Perdana Menteri in the 90s. He's a science person. He's a science person. He went to Batan, Indonesia's equivalent of nuclear mission, the Omni Research Institute. They saw Batan and said, well, we should have one. So that's how nuclear mission started. And the first name was CRANE, Center for Research something nuclear energy, for nuclear energy. CRANE, that was the first name. But tak tahan lama, when we built up the facility in Bangi, they changed it into Puspati. Pusat Penyelidikan Tun Dr. Ismail. So that name is very iconic. Sampai sekarang pun, people my age or older, they will refer Agency Nuclear Mission as Puspati. So then the name evolved lah. Then it become unit tenaga nuclear for a while, because at that time we are really looking at nuclear power. And then government said, no. Masa tu tukar kepada MINT, Malaysian Institute for Nuclear Technology. So that's where they said we are only focusing on research. Fair enough lah. But why did we stop going? Why did we stop planning for nuclear? Basically, the politicians were not agreeing on the waste management issues. They kata there's no science that has been proven that we can handle this nuclear waste. Itulah. And then I think you are well aware that nuclear is very, very, in Malaysia especially, highly politicized.
Why is not?
Kan?
Betul.
So sekarang ni kira okay lah juga sikit-sikit. I mean, I can talk freely on nuclear now. Previously, I always have to talk on nuclear technology, nuclear application. I cannot talk about nuclear. No, there shouldn't be any talks on nuclear energy or nuclear reactor pun tak boleh cakap. So sekarang better lah, it's a lot better. So
platform open, dia pun boleh cari kat social media.
Yeah. And then lagi satu, and I link this to Women in Nuclear.
Yes.
So
please.
this is where Women in Nuclear plays. We are playing our role as the public awareness punya broadcaster lah macam tu. So we go see people. We don't have much budget, so we are very. We try to do things within the government juga lah. And then we go to schools. We get involved whenever we can get an opportunity. We just go. So I've been invited for talks. I have even been invited by stakeholders. I mean, investors. You know, they want to know what is this nuclear thing, what kind of investment they can get into, when, you know, that kind of things. Yeah. So this is the role of Women in Nuclear. Basically, we want to tell people what it is, the benefits, and if you are scared of it, we can tell you the good parts lah.
Yeah.
But
educate them.
We can educate them. Yeah, that's the whole thing.
It's also opportunity for the investors, for those who want to be part of it.
Yeah,
the future.
Betul. As I say, you know it very well already. It's a huge project.
Yeah,
billions, right?
Definitely in billions.
Yeah, in billions, definitely. It's a huge project. It's a very complex, right?
Yeah.
But it's going to be a major, what do you call it? Perhimpunan all the engineers. All the engineers and the geniuses.
Yeah.
To be on this project.
Trainee datang, siapa tak nak? I pun dah volunteer tadi kan. In whatever capacity, sikit pun.
Yeah. I mean, from now, actually, we are planning on, we do project management. We're trying to introduce new subject, which is nuclear, project management in nuclear facilities.
We tu siapa?
Adalah.
Okay. Just boleh tolong-tolong.
Yeah,
angkat bag ke apa, boleh.
You can be part of it because you're very, very seasoned PM, right? Person. So, yeah.
Green in nuclear. But, boleh. Kalau opportunity ada. The young ones.
We the young ones, right? We need to build up the confidence because, satulah, you don't need to be a nuclear engineer to be part of the project.
Yeah. True.
I started with electrical engineering. Tapi I belajar lah radiation safety. Ni basic that you have to learn. The radiation safety, this is number one. Okay? Of course, the safety security too is all in one. Safeguard ni you don't have to think so much lah.
Tak ada group dia tengok.
You just focus on the radiation safety. UKM, they have a school for radiation safety. You can do the courses there. And of course,
UKM
ada. UKM ada. I think up to master's degrees. Masters. UTM, they have nuclear engineering school. Unitan also, they have. Yeah, basically, you look at the conventional power station, they have the turbine, right? You have this thing, kan? For a nuclear facility, you add one island. We call it the nuclear island. That's where the reactor is placed. Sambung je dekat the turbine tu.
How big is it kalau a reactor we're talking about?
I think at the moment, Malaysia is looking around 300.
300 megawatt. Sikit je.
They're looking at SMR.
SMR. So
if you I tak tahu lah, do you notice tak? Kita suka cuba, kita try yang kecil-kecil.
Try dulu.
Kita try dulu.
Kena more courage lah.
Itulah. So we are even considering what you call floating. Yeah, floating SMR. And at the moment, the only country that can, boleh ke cakap ni? Boleh lah.
Entahlah, tak boleh kita cut nanti.
Boleh lah.
Boleh lah.
Sebab this one is, kalau you Google, you akan dapat juga. At the moment lah, the country that has worthy experience on floating nuclear power plant, but very small, 70 megawatt, is Russia. They're using this ship or barge to break ice. Okay. Initially lah. This happened like 30, 40 years ago. So they're going to. And then they decided, we can actually use this to power up a small port kapal. So that's how it started. So what started as a plant, a small plant, to power up a barge, icebreaker. Now they're turning into a potential floating power plant that can light up significant number of areas.
Floating means is mobile. After a few years, boleh pergi another place.
Ada problem sikit, patah balik.
Yeah.
But
sloshing effect.
Bunyi dia senang, but it's not
complex.
It's more complex because of the marine law and regulation yang marine punya issues, and then sama ada you nak park atau you nak dry dock it, you know. There's a lot of things. So it sounds very good. It sounds very tempting lah, but you need to consider all these things, the regulation especially. And IEA pun sekarang ni macam dia pun pening. But this is floating.
Yeah.
So even the IEA pun tak terfikir masa tu. So dia kata macam mana ni?
That's challenge dia lah kan.
That's a challenge. So sekarang ni they're looking to it. Of course lah, macam nuclear submarine tu, that's another story. But they want for other purpose, right? Ini floating power station to light up satu kampung atau satu town. Satu lah. Dia small enough. But for a big town, it's sufficient. Tapi ni, you're basically park at the port.
Park at the port.
Cuma question dia, nak dry dock ke? Atau?
Tapi the process wise, tak effect kan kalau gerak-gerak pun kan, nuclear kan? Bukan macam liquid punya reaction apa. Okay.
It's quite stable.
Okay. Banyak dah kita cerita ni. Best.
Tak masuk dalam question ni.
Question ni tak payah tanya dah ni.
Okay.
So, project management wise, apa next project related to nuclear energy? Yang ada lah, dia orang nak tanya, dia orang tertanya-tanya, ada ke project ni? Okay, semua research.
Okay, when you talk about nuclear energy, dia memang satu je lah. The nuclear power plant. Sama ada SMR atau the full flash, the big one. So that, kalau you tanya pasal tu, tapi there are a lot of interest in nuclear technology. Right?
Okay.
So tadi I cakap kan, nuclear technology, nuclear application, they go in a lot of areas. Okay, sekarang ni, this is my own, I punya personal, tadi tanya hobi kan. Mungkin dia, it's not a hobby lah, it's just my lifetime punya target lah. Okay, I've been involved with accelerators a lot. Right? So
Electron accelerator.
Electron beam accelerators in general, accelerators. Accelerators means you accelerate particles. You accelerate particles, the particles gain certain energy, it will interact with materials. And, you produce things.
Particle means benda ada mass ke tak sebenarnya?
Particles mean the electrons.
Oh, massless pun lah juga.
P or E, anything, photons or electrons.
Too many tools? Not enough clarity? Planoly is the no-code platform built for every workflow. Automate tasks, align teams, and move faster. Planoly, built to work your way.
Yeah, but sekarang more on electrons. So you accelerate the electrons. Electrons will gain energy. It bombards certain materials. It convert the materials into something better. Okay. This technology has been going on for a long time, right? And then salah satu, one of the biggest contribution of this technology is to the medical world. I am not from the medical background. I'm only from the accelerator background. So, but since long time ago, since RMK 8, I've been looking, RMK 8 tahu bila dah, lupa dah. Since RMK 8, Malaysia Nuclear Agency, we've been trying to get the government for approval on a project called a cyclotron. Cyclotron. Cyclo? Round.
Oh, round.
Cyclo, round. Tron, electron. Meaning that you accelerate the electron in a circular motion.
Okay.
Right? And it will have energy, sufficient energy, to react with certain material to produce what we call radiopharmaceutical. Okay? The most common radiopharmaceutical being used in Malaysia is the FDG of the F18, fluorine 18. Kalau ada number tu maknanya dia radioaktif lah tu.
Fluorine 18.
Fluorine 18. This fluorine 18 is used for imaging purposes. Let's say you have breast cancer. Okay. Doctor wants to know exactly where it is, and how it spread throughout your body. So dia bagi the F18. So dia guna scan, the PET scan or SPECT scan. They scan your body. They say, okay, it's now here. You are stage 4. I thought, you are lucky because it's still there. Dia tak pergi tempat lain. Even if you, let's say, you have other cancers, cancer rahim, cancer, macam-macam cancer.
Nauzubillah.
So, nauzubillah lah. So, you study the images. You get these images, very accurate images, and then you know what to do next. Kalau nak buat operation kat mana. Lepas tu kalau nak buat targeted treatment kat mana.
And it being used already lah.
It is being used. Unfortunately,
Alamak.
FDG ni is still being imported. Kita ada 4 hospitals and also private as satu government facility, 3 lagi private. Dulu ada 5, dah jadi 3, tapi next year jadi 5 balik, yang produce this FDG fluorine 18 ni. Unfortunately, we still have to import.
Import apa? The machine?
The fluorine.
Oh, okay.
Sebab
kita boleh buat sendiri, betul kan?
Kita boleh buat sendiri, itu tak cukup. Saya pernah dengar tak kisah-kisah orang yang ada cancer, they cannot even go for treatments.
Yeah.
Sebab the first part of diagnostic itu dia tak boleh buat. Sebab tak ada opportunity.
Yeah.
You have to wait. Nak buat scanning, tunggu 5, 6 bulan, 7 bulan, 8 bulan, I don't know lah kan. If you can go for private, okay lah. But you have to pay. So, this radioisotope ni, they have, I think masa form 5 you belajar ni, half-life. Lupa lah tu.
Ambil chemical engineering lagi.
Okay, dia ada
lupa.
half-life. Dia ada half-life tau.
Ya, ya.
Half-life means that dia punya power tu akan berkurangan at a certain time. So fluorine ni kata saya apa dah lupa berapa jam dah. So bila dia travel, dia punya power tu akan berkurang, right? So by the time it get to you, maybe like from 100% dia jadi tinggal maybe 10%. So maknanya you have to buy, instead of 1 unit, you have to buy maybe 5 or
Macam ada expiry gitu, kurang
so
efektif.
you have to pay more if you want to import. So these are the things yang kita kena consider lah. So that's why we've been trying to tell the government, look, we need another cyclotron.
Kita boleh
bigger
beritahu sekarang
cyclotron.
dok.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
Yeah, look, we need this cyclotron. And I'm talking about not the normal cyclotron, but the high energy cyclotron, the 30 MeV, mega electron volt cyclotron, because we want to go beyond fluorine 18. We want to produce other radioisotopes yang mana boleh pula untuk treatment. Iodine 123. Iodine 123. Sorry lah, bab ni kurang sikit, lemah sikit. Iodine, for example, pun kita import.
No.
Something that yang kita boleh produce ni sepatutnya. So, because we don't have the facility to produce it. But since RMK 8, 9, 10, 11, masa 11 tu dia bagi harapan dah sikit. Dia kata, oh, this is interesting project. Mesti tak dapat duit. Sekarang ni 13 kan? Nak masuk 13. So I thought, just before I retired tu, I told the medical team, I kata, look, we have to do another round of feasibility studies. Anyway, we're going to go for it. I keluar je, I can continue with it. So that's what I've been doing now lah. So I go see people, interested parties, universities, hospitals, or owners of hospitals ke apa, tak kisahlah, asalkan dia orang ada interest in nuclear medicine kan. So talk to them, and so far it looks good. It's just that as it is, there's not one single entity willing to take up the project. So apa, memang we expected that. So what we are looking at is gather lah these few people. Okay, look, maybe you are interested in this part. Maybe you can give money. Maybe you bagi tanah, government bagi whatever kan. So we're looking into this. This is what I've been doing lah.
Kalau ada tanah, bagi lah.
I said tanah, government can
senang lah. That's an exhibit.
In terms of, because bukan apa tau, if you have this machine, this 30 MeV machine ni, it also open up a very big potentials on research on nuclear medicine. Yang mana sebenarnya 30 MeV ni tak banyak dalam dunia ni tau. There are very few countries who have it. And some countries, our nearest neighbor ni, they're not, it has not yet been used to its true potentials. But in Europe, it's something like yang it's their punya playground lah, to come up with new nuclear radioisotope, nuclear pharmaceutical, they call it. So it opens up a whole new world sebenarnya in medicine for Malaysia. And then we are kat nuclear Malaysia tu, we have radio pharmacists, meaning that they are doing research on nuclear medicine. And we can, sayang lah. So I really want this to happen.
Yeah.
I really want this to happen. So far, I have very good feedback lah from the people that I've met. Cuma, of course, investment is quite high. Tapi tak adalah bilion-bilion, ratus-ratus M je.
Ni bukan reaktor ni.
Ni bukan reaktor. And in terms of safety, this is one of the safest machine that you can have. Because dia tidak menggunakan bahan radioaktif.
Okay.
It's all electric. You switch on, you switch off. You switch on, ada energy. You switch off, tak ada apa-apa. Tak ada radiation, tak ada apa. So, I've been handling this machine for like this similar machine, the electron beam tu, for 20 tahun. Bila you switch on tu, the radiation level is fatal, lethal. You duduk dalam tu 3 saat,
gone.
tak sempat pun. Tak terhidup.
Senang.
But you switch off,
tak rasa.
You switch off, nothing. Right. So, in terms of safety memang very safe machine. in terms of security on how you secure it. Safeguard tak termasuk pun dalam kategori safeguard. So,
Yeah.
so I'm really, really looking forward to get more support for this cyclotron project for the country, for the nation. It's for the people sebenarnya.
Untuk negara, untuk generasi
for the people.
seterusnya.
For the people. I want to see people yang even kat kampung-kampung kan can have access to this nuclear medicine. Sekarang ni sedih.
Imagine your data structured into clear training plans, business plans, strategic roadmaps, and beyond. All connected, all working together. Giliga, AI that becomes part of your workflow, not a replacement, but an evolution.
Dok, I pergi area lain pula.
Yes, please.
I ni bugging my head ni. I dengar tadi uranium, plutonium. Itu macam nama planet letak neum je kan. Tak ada Neptunium ke?
Neptunium, deuterium.
Ada ke?
Tak ada lah.
Tak ada Saturnium ke? Ada? Bukan tak guna planet kebetulan.
Those are names of elements.
Ya.
Dia belajar chemistry kan?
Ya. Tapi kenapa dia tak letak? Neptunian kesian Neptune. Okay. Any advice for the young project practitioners out there? Apa-apalah words of wisdom, nasihat.
Words of wisdom. Know what you want.
Do what you want.
Know what you want first.
Okay.
You have to understand what you want. Kalau you buat project pun, what is your contribution to the project? What do you want in your project? How can you contribute to the project? So know what you want.
Know what you want.
Yeah, like no, I know what I want. I want a cyclotron. You cakap lah benda lain. I want a cyclotron. So then I go to how can I contribute to the cyclotron project? So at the moment, kalau I bukan orang kaya, I orang biasa, miskin je. Kalau compare dengan harga cyclotron lah, I'm orang biasa, so I cannot contribute. But I can talk to people. I can try to convince people to be part of this project, and this is what I'm doing. So know what you want will drive you, even give you a certain drive.
Purpose, bagi purpose.
So know what you want.
Yeah, know what you want. Cyclotron. Now, otak ni ke mana-mana je lah. Megatron tu mega elektron agaknya. Megatron transformers tu.
Betul lah. Mega means very big.
Big elektron. Banyak ke apa.
So kalau dalam accelerators, when you put mega, so maknanya very high energy.
Very high energy.
Mega electron volts.
Elektron ni massless. Maknanya boleh go to the speed of light lah.
Close to.
Benda yang 97%. Ada mass tak boleh kan.
97%.
97%. Oh, very close.
Very close.
100% tak boleh.
Tak boleh. Sebab light is much lighter.
Kalau laju lagi boleh bend space.
Dia masih ada space lah. I won't go to that
okay.
part of physics tu yang
tu Einstein tu relativity.
I won't go into that because yang tu I puas nak. You think about dark black holes and the matters, antimatters,
dark matters.
the Higgs boson,
orang kata Big Bang bukan Big Bang dah.
The Big Bang, the whatever lah.
So many other bangs.
But that path that leads to the CERN.
CERN.
It covers 3 countries kan. It's an accelerator tau. What they want to do is just to collide these 2 particles. That's all they want to do. Because they want to prove the Big Bang theories. They want to find out what is the beginning of life.
Dia kena abandon dah. Sekarang teori kata Big Bang is not the start.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things lah.
We won't know.
Even the church was not happy with the project. Banyak lah cerita behind.
Panjang cerita tu. Tu another podcast episode.
I won't go into it. Not me, no. I'm not the person. Yeah.
So advice tadi dah sudah lah.
Yeah.
Know what you want.
Yeah, know what you want. Always ask the questions.
Very good advice. Itu bukan untuk projek je. Untuk semua orang.
Actually untuk semua orang. If I go for talk to budak sekolah, I always ask that question. Tahu tak jawapan dia? Kalau tak tahu, carilah sendiri. Pasti you.
Okay.
Okay.
Kita pergi next segment.
Okay.
Ready Rapid fire.
I'm nervous about this.
I'll give
Yeah.
two words
All right.
or
Okay.
two phrases
Okay.
or two statements
Yep.
each time. Okay. So ada about 10, 11 questions. Now
That's a
answer
lot.
cepat-cepat lah.
Okay.
Whatever you prefer or your inclination or what you think is right. There's no right and wrong, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Pilih je satu.
Mm.
Okay. Ready? Black or pink?
Can I say no to both?
Tak boleh.
Okay.
Black or pink?
I'll go for black.
Black, okay. Black lebih dekat dengan science, pink ni tak banyak tu kan. Nasi kandar or any of your favourite laksa from any state.
Laksa Johor.
Laksa menang lah.
Laksa menang. Laksa Johor.
Sorry nasi kandar, ingat semua suka.
No.
Tak semestinya.
No.
Europe or South America?
I haven't been to America, so I stick to Europe lah.
Europe, okay.
Mm.
Better the devil that you know.
Yeah.
Nuclear energy or gas energy? Ini
You have
asal
to
jawab.
ask that question. Well, of course, like
Macam nak
nuclear energy.
Okay, ingat mana tu gas menang ke? Sorry orang gas. Okay.
No.
Tai Chi or kickboxing?
Actually,
Tai Chi. Dia ada
semua
Semua
ada
lah.
scare.
gana-gana. Tak dengar. Okay, leading one mega project or one program with thousands of projects.
Mega project.
One mega project. Okay. Ada ni reason? Tak ada. Lagi
We are focused.
fokus. Okay. Ni penting ni. Ni semua orang tanya. BMW or Mercedes?
Kena fikir panjang sikit lah.
Oh, dia compete ni. Yang ni
Ah,
close. Selalu orang terus jawab. Yang ni memang bagus.
We've owned a Mercedes before. We've never owned a BMW.
BMW.
Alright. I go for BMW.
BMW. BM. Okay. One of them boleh jadi sponsor kita lah nanti next time. Okay. Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Sebab dia more powerful ke? Cosmic level.
Both.
Okay.
Wonder Woman.
Ke sebab dia pakai penuh Wonder Woman.
Wonder
buka-buka kan?
Woman.
Okay lah. Bon Jovi or Backstreet Boys?
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi menang. Yeah. Okay, sorry Backstreet Boys.
Not a fan of them.
Okay. Superpower. You can fly or you can breathe underwater.
I go for the underwater thing.
Underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's a lot of things you can see.
Banyak benda boleh.
That's so.
Atas kan langgar burung ke apa. Sports.
Sports, okay.
Manchester United or Liverpool? Ini wajah tanya ni. Ini biar dia orang gaduh ni.
Let's say Liverpool. Liverpool.
Okay. Tak ada salah betul. Tak apa.
MU kalah 3-1. Nothing di sini.
Jangan cut part ni. Okay. Liverpool pun bawa kalah.
Yelah masalah tu lah 3-3 kalah. Chelsea pun kalah.
Man
Chelsea
City menang.
Man City dia lelaki lah.
Okay lah ini episod ni keluar lambat tu ni bila. Okay, last but most important question. There's no right and wrong.
Yeah.
I remind you, but answer it correctly. No right and wrong. Right and correct different kan? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, watching this episode of Borak Projex on TV or the latest premiere of your favorite movie?
I don't watch movie that much. So I have no choice but to watch the Borak Projex.
Okay lah, watching Borak Projex. I'll take that. Okay, no right or wrong.
Yeah, I don't have
Projects
preference
win.
I don't have preference for movies.
Okay.
For now lah. Unless kalau ada agent Ali 3.
Okay, thank you, Doc Siti A'iasah, for your valuable time and inspiring presence in our studio today.
You're most welcome, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for this episode of Borak Projects, where we keep it real, relevant, and relentlessly project-driven. A massive thank you to our honorable guest again, Dr. Technologist Siti A'iasah, for sharing her insights that only experience and multiple battle scars can bring. If you got value from this conversation, please like, follow, or share, or even drop a few comments. One comment lah, at least. Do not keep excellence to yourself. I am Alex Zulkarnain signing off. Until next time, stay professional, work with integrity, stay excellent, and remember, project leaders aren't born. They are built one lesson at a time. Thank you. Bye from Borak Projex. Safeguard ni tak ada dalam same level. Oh, batuk pula. Dia kena radiation.
Oh. Oh, no. From the budak-budak kecil pun kalau ditanya, nak apa? Kan dia akan jawab, oh nak Beyblade. Ni I punya cucu sekarang ni nak Beyblade. Sebab
Yang mana sekolah ni texture natural better sampai terlebih sikit lah dia.
Thank you. Bye from Borak Projex.